Over the past decade, China has built 38 Type 52D destroyers at an astonishing pace, like dumplings dropping into a pot. When the 35th O-52D was launched at Jiangnan Shipyard, the Chinese Navy had already completed a major transformation in its history. The number of modern destroyers exceeded 50, and all early Type O-51 series ships were fully retired. The 7,000-ton class Chinese Aegis destroyers are equipped with a 64-cell vertical launch system, VLS, capable of loading a mix of YJ-21 hypersonic missiles, HQ-9 surface-to-air missiles, and standard cruise missiles. Their comprehensive combat capability far outmatches peer destroyers, and their cost-effectiveness has left even Russian naval experts envious, yet surprisingly, not a single export order has been finalized for the SAIF-2D. When Iran's defense minister visited the 052D Kaifeng destroyer twice in 6 months and carefully examined its VLS and radar systems, international observers sensed a potential deal in the making. But this warship, long coveted by Middle Eastern countries, has yet to take even one step into the foreign market. The reason lies in the brutal reality of the global arms trade. A single Type O-52D costs around 3.5 billion RMB, approximately 500 million USD, and the earlier ZO-52 variant offered for export was priced at over $1 billion. But that's just the beginning. Ammunition replenishment, radar maintenance, and annual system upgrades would require an additional 15%, 20% of the initial cost every year for a country like Iran, with an annual defense budget of just $15 billion. Buying one Type 052D would consume about 7% of its entire military budget. The long-term maintenance burden would only worsen its fiscal strain. Wealthy Gulf states like Saudi Arabia can afford the price tag, but the Persian Gulf's shallow waters, average depth of just 35 meters, make it difficult for a 7,000-ton vessel to maneuver effectively. For them, the more compact Type 0554A frigate, 4,000 tons, is a much more practical option. At the 2025 Upper River Defense Expo, Iran's defense minister again closely examined the radar systems on the 052D, raising alarms in the West. This kind of sensitivity highlights the deep political calculations behind any major arms deal. Buying a 052D isn't just a transaction, it's choosing a side in global geopolitics. For Iran, importing the 052D would significantly counterbalance U.S. air and naval dominance in the region. However, if China agreed to such a deal, it would face 3 major risks: strong backlash from the U.S. and its allies, potentially resulting in new sanctions, alienating regional oil partners like Saudi Arabia and the UAE. If Iran's regime ever shifts toward the West, China's top military tech could become a bargaining chip in future negotiations. Even outside Iran, potential buyers are very limited. European countries use NATO standard systems. Japan and South Korea rely on U.S. weapons. Russia, with its own defense industry, is unlikely to adopt Chinese